Oliver, Remy Cointreau operates very much at the top end of the drinks market. I think some of its bottles of brandy sell for thousands of euros. But it's come out with its annual results today, and prospects are not quite so heady. Why is that?
Well, largely because of demand in China. As you say, Remy Cointreau, particularly through its Remy Martin cognacs, operates towards the top end of the cognac market and the brandy market, and it's done extremely well in China, where its brands have become extremely popular. The difficulty for them of late has been that the Chinese demand isn't growing as fast as it was. It's still growing, not quite as fast as it was, partly because of a change in the Chinese leadership and partly because of this well-known reduction in gifting. So that's affecting demand for the very top-end brands.
If China's looking a bit soft then, is anything else picking up the pace? I mean, presumably the US perhaps is looking a bit better?
The US is doing quite well, and Cointreau particularly is doing very well in the US, but overall the non-Remy side of the business isn't doing very well. Profits fell there partly because of an increase in raw materials prices for some of its drinks, and partly because it's put a lot more into marketing. Now it is trying to expand this part of the business. It bought a Scotch whisky brand last year. It spent about £60 million, its first Scotch whisky purchase, but still it remains very much at the moment dependent on its fortunes in China.
Has all this been reflected in its share price?
Well, the shares have been flat over the past year, but they're still quite highly rated. They traded about 23 times forecast earnings, which is a premium to the likes of Diageo and Pernod Ricard, the other big European spirits groups. They're both on about 18. And that has reflected the fact that in the past 4 years, Remy Cointreau has been growing much faster because of this Chinese demand. The question really for investors is whether that premium is still deserved if the main source of its growth is looking slightly uncertain now.
It certainly sounds a bit pricey, but perhaps that's in line with the products as well.